What if I told you that the ancient rabbis were spiritual psychologists, that the mystics of the old Galilean city of Safed and the Kabbalists of the great mystical treatise called the Zohar weren't just dreaming of divine palaces and angels on fiery chariots, but they were actually offering a step-by-step guide to inner transformation? What if I told you that in Jewish tradition, spirituality isn't an escape from the world, it's a fierce and holy embrace of it? Welcome to Jewish AA. It's all about acceptance, awakening, and action. It's a spiritual path you can walk today, whether you're in Jerusalem, Brooklyn, or lost somewhere between heartbreak and hope. So hey, let's go. Part 1, Acceptance, the tzimtzum of the soul. See, in the beginning, no, not that beginning, the beginning of your beginning, there's what's called a contraction. Kabbalists called it tzimtzum, the divine withdrawal. You see, before God could create the world, he had to pull himself back, make space, as it were, allow something other than himself to exist. And here's the secret. Spiritual growth begins with the same move. Acceptance isn't giving up. It's the act of stepping aside. We start by making space within our overthinking minds, our tangled emotions, our bruised egos. As Rabbi Nachman of Breslov said, you are not required to complete the work, but neither are you free to abandon it. But first, you have to accept that you're not God. You can't control everything, not your past, not other people, not even all of your own impulses, and yet you're still responsible. It's a paradox. Welcome to Jewish spirituality. Think of the Exodus. The Israelites didn't free themselves. They couldn't. They were slaves, powerless, exhausted, numb. And what was the first step? Well, they groaned. They cried out. They accepted that they couldn't save themselves. And in that moment, they opened a door for something bigger. The Zohar calls this itaruto delatato, an arousal from below. When we let ourselves feel honestly, without illusion, we invite divine response. We create the space for redemption. So, step 1, real spiritual work begins when we stop pretending we're already enlightened. Let yourself be human. Let your soul contract. That's how creation begins. So let me tell you a short story. There was once a man who came to the Baal Shem Tov, the founder of Hasidism, and he said, "Master, I've tried everything. I fasted, I prayed, I meditated, but I still feel empty." The Baal Shem Tov looked at him and said, "Have you tried simply sitting with your emptiness and inviting God in?" That's acceptance. It's not glamorous. It doesn't come with a glowing halo. It often looks like tears or silence or sitting alone on a park bench whispering, "Help, help." But in Judaism, that cry, that moment of surrender is holy. It's tefillah, prayer in its rawest form. The soul calling out, stripped of poetry, clothed in truth. And only from that place you can awaken. Part 2, Awakening, the Aleph within. Once you've made space, you begin to feel it. The flicker, the whisper, the ancient ember burning in the chest. We call it the neshama or neshama. It's not a ghost inside you. It's not a spiritual organ. It's a divine fragment, a breath of God, nishmat Elokim, implanted in you like a secret code. And every awakening begins with remembering. Remembering that you are beneath the fears and filters. You are not your anxiety. You are not your trauma. You are not your social media profile. You are a spark of the infinite. You are the Aleph, the silent letter, the breath that precedes sound. You see, in Kabbalah, awakening is not an event. It's a rhythm. You rise, you fall, you rise again. It's the morning prayer, the shacharit, not because God needs your words, but because you need to wake up every day and remember who you are. That's the secret of kavanah, holy intention. Even if you say just one line of the Shema with kavanah, "Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one," you're realigning your fragmented self with the unity of being. Rav Kook once wrote that the soul is always praying, even when we're silent. Our job? To tune in. To awaken is to stop sleepwalking through mitzvot, through relationships, through your own life. And you don't need to levitate. Sometimes awakening is just saying Baruch Atah Hashem, and actually meaning it. Sometimes awakening is stopping in the middle of your day, taking 3 deep breaths, saying Modeh Ani, I'm grateful I'm here. Sometimes it's looking in someone's eyes and seeing not their job, not their politics, not their mistakes, but their divine image. It's called Tselem Elokim, the spark of God in every human being. Awakening isn't about having a mystical vision. It's about having an authentic one. And if you ever feel far from it, just listen to this line from the Talmud. Even the sinners of Israel are filled with mitzvot, like a pomegranate is filled with seeds. You are already bursting with holy potential. Your soul isn't waiting for you to be perfect. It's waiting for you to be present. Let's take one more breath. And now it's time to move. Part 3, action. The world is waiting. So now we've come to the part everyone wants to skip to. What do I do? But action without acceptance is just ego. And action without awakening is just performance. But once you've made space, and once you've remembered who you are, then you're ready to build the world. Not just your world, the whole world. In Hebrew, the word for a deed or an action is ma'aseh, and it shares a root with asiyah, the lowest of the 4 mystical worlds. Yep, you heard right. In Jewish mysticism, we don't just live in the world. We live in a universe of layers. Atzilut, the world of divine nearness. Bria, the world of creation. Yetzirah, the world of formation. And Asiyah, the world of action. And that's where we live, right here, right now. This world isn't a prison, it's a project. You see, Tikkun Olam or repairing the world isn't just a slogan, it's a mystical mandate. The sparks of holiness are scattered everywhere, in people, in pain, in ordinary deeds. So light Shabbat candles with intention, and you redeem a corner of the cosmos. Say thank you from the heart, and you realign the shattered sephirot, or emanations of divinity. Feed somebody who's hungry, and you become a partner with God. That's not poetic license. That's Lurianic Kabbalah. And that's why Jewish spirituality is so weirdly earthy. It's not about escaping the body. It's about sanctifying it. It's not about fleeing the world. It's about fixing it. Action isn't the enemy of the spiritual life. It is the spiritual life. Every blessing, every mitzvah, every act of kindness, each one is a mini exodus. It's a jailbreak from numbness. It's a quiet revolution. Let me tell you one more story. A rabbi once taught, if you have a loaf of bread and somebody's hungry and you give it to them with love, that is a cosmic act. You've fed a body, you've uplifted a soul, and reunited a divine spark with its source. That's Judaism. That's mysticism. That's holiness with crumbs on your shirt. So let's tie it all together. Jewish AA, well, it's acceptance, awakening, and all right, one more A, action. It's not a 12-step program. It's a lifelong pilgrimage. It's Moses turning aside to see the burning bush. That's acceptance. It's Sinai thundering with fire and silence. That's awakening. It's walking into the wilderness, step by dusty step, and that's action. Let's break it down. Acceptance. I am not the center of the universe. I can't fix everything, but I can be present. I can cry out. I can begin. Awakening. There's more to me than I remember. Beneath my guilt, beneath my doubt, there's a holy spark. I want to come alive again. Action. I will take one sacred step. I will do one mitzvah with love. I will meet this moment with dignity and compassion. I will rise. So let me leave you with this one tip. The secret is in the journey. There's a story told in Hasidic circles. A disciple once asked his Rebbe, "Where can I find God?" The Rebbe replied, "Wherever you let him in." And then the student asked, "Where's the gateway?" And the Rebbe said, "It's wherever you stand if you open your heart." See, you don't need to be a mystic. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to know Hebrew or wear white on Shabbat or have a bookshelf of Zohars. You just need to start, to make a beginning. Let's go. Wake up. Do something holy. That's acceptance, awakening, action. That's Jewish AA. And you know what? The world is waiting for your light. So, like, comment, and subscribe for more journeys into the soul of Jewish spirituality with a touch of mysticism. And as always, keep the spark alive.